everyone. My name is Adam from Funinstallers. You've come here because you're looking for some more side quests to keep your players busy, maybe because your campaign isn't finished, or perhaps maybe you just need some inspiration so you can create your own side quests, or maybe spark a new campaign. Well, you're in luck. I've got 3 more side quests for you to achieve all of your dreams, goals, and hopes. This first one I call Catch the Laundry Bandit. So essentially, you're around some small town, people are hanging their clothing out to dry, and some jerk-off is going around and swiping the damn things, right? And you're like, okay, so maybe a local militia, or maybe the police guys, or that's what they're called, police guys, or maybe just somebody's like, hey man, he took like a special garment that's important to me. So you go and you track him down, maybe for a little bit of money, or maybe because you're a good Samaritan. And you go and track them down, and you find that this is just a humble guy who has a son and a wife who are in ragged clothing, and they're just, trying to make ends meet, and so he's stealing them to clothe his family. Now here's a little plot twist if you want to take things just a little bit further. A good insight check when talking to this laundry bandit will show that actually they're not poor at all. He's just stealing people's clothing, putting them in a cart, which if you check around back, he has the cart hidden, and he's taking them out of town and selling them elsewhere so he can make a profit. What a son of a bitch. Alright, this next one I like to call the Cliche Kitty. Now, you're in a town, village, city, whatever, the usual. Maybe you're on the side of a road, and a little girl, you hear her crying, and you check on her, and it turns out she's lost her favorite little calico kitty named Boo Boo. And she calls him that because he has a bunch of scars and scratches and tufts of fur missing all over his body, but she still loves them all the same. And she points you the direction that she, maybe somebody pointed out earlier or later or whatever, and say, oh man, I think I saw a calico kitty going that way. So you go, and not too far from the village, there's a calico kitty stuck in a tree, but there's an ogre or a bunch of orcs or something. I think an ogre is a little bit more fun, or an ettin, but you can choose. And they're trying to get the kitty out of the tree. Maybe they want it because they want to pet it, and there's like a moral conundrum there because you have to console this giant who just wants to play with the kitty, or perhaps they want to eat the kitty, and you're ready for a fateful encounter of the kitty kind. But here's a little plot twist for you in case you want to take things farther again, is the kitty, if you use a detect magic spell on it, you can tell that it has been affected by some type of, polymorph-like spell. So then that leads you into another path that maybe you can take to maybe further a bigger quest line, maybe inspire your campaign later, and you can decide what it is. Hell, maybe the polymorph spell, maybe it's also an ogre or an orc, and maybe that's why it ran to this village in the first place. You never know. And this last one I like to call a Whacko's Wish. And so say your party is approaching a new town, maybe a small village. I know I say that a lot, but typically aren't we always approaching a small village or a town? And you approach it and the sky is black, which is weird because it's like the middle of the day. And all of a sudden, the clouds go away, the sun comes back, and you notice in the town, right before you get there, a bunch of goblins running and screaming and fleeing for their lives. And you approach one, and you realize they're all wearing clothing that are far too big for them. And after a little bit of sussing out, you realize, from one of the townsfolk that decide to stop and talk to you, that they have all been turned into goblins. And you find out through some investigation that there was a genie, and a goblin summoned a genie and wished for every other creature in the town to also be a goblin. So then your party must track down this goblin, weaving about the crowd and the craziness. And then when they finally get to him, they can take the lamp for themselves. But here's a little twist. The genie lamp that he's been carrying this whole time still has one more wish. So does your party have a moral conundrum and they wish for everybody to be their usual selves? Or do they use the wish for themselves? And there you go. There are 3 more quests for you guys to use, either for inspiration or just you can take them as they are and run with them. And of course, there's plot twists that I give you at the end, or just to kind of keep things moving if your party's more interested, or if they get through things too quickly. And as a DM, you never know what your players are going to do. They might finish a quest in 10 minutes, or it might take them 4 hours to figure out what they're supposed to do. So use these as you wish. Either way, I hope that they were helpful for you, and thank you so much. I know this is a small channel, so for everybody who has been, helping me grow this channel and supporting me even in times where I couldn't create a lot of content, I sincerely appreciate you and everything that you do. And I hope that your life is good. I hope that you're taking care of yourself. And I certainly hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.
Oh, doesn't it look good already?